because then I can send you the recording after, because I'm going to go through a lot of stuff that you will
Mhm.
forget, and so you
Yeah.
can go through it after.
Okay.
Um, I'm just going to quickly go over this for the recording, just so the recording sees all the settings. All right. There we go. So anyway, button layout.
Mhm.
I use default. What controller are you on?
PlayStation 4.
And do you use any paddles or any like attachments for it?
No.
Okay. I definitely recommend getting, it's just like a $20 attachment. It's probably like $15 in the US.
Mhm.
And it's just two paddles for the back of the PlayStation controller. It's going to make you a lot better because then you can have jump and crouch on those paddles. And so it's only like $15. It's a lot cheaper
Mhm.
than it would be if you're on Xbox. So I definitely recommend it.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah. Anyway,
So you said default?
yeah. Well, we probably want to go. So like first thing is, since we're on auto sprint, you see our left stick, how it's like it's sprint. That's what the left stick is for.
Yeah.
So we can put anything that we want on the left stick. So like just imagine like we could put uh X to, or sorry, what's it called? On PlayStation it would be square, right? So you could put square so that then you reload with your left stick. You can reload, you can open doors, you can close doors,
Mhm.
you can loot way faster. So I definitely recommend considering that. Like it's kind of up to you, but I'd kind of recommend considering that.
Well, I mean, what do you like recommend on your controls like that you have?
So like I use a custom controller, so it's
Mhm.
different. I use a Razer controller. Like I said, like
Mhm.
that's why you should definitely get paddles on PlayStation, is because
Mhm.
it's a pretty good deal. So anyway, but like so what I recommend, I'm just gonna give you an idea.
Mhm.
Um, so let's move. So since you're on a default controller, this is what I would use if I was on a default controller. I would use something similar to this. So click on customize,
Mhm.
and then click on your crouch, and
Mhm.
so click on that, and then click your right stick in. Okay. Now that's gonna move your crouch over to your right stick and your melee to your circle. Okay.
Wait, so oh, okay, I push my right stick in.
Yeah. Yeah. Click on
All right.
that.
Oh, okay, okay, I got it.
Now it should have crouch on the right stick and
Mhm.
melee on circle. Next,
Yeah.
um, let's see. Now for because so the point of that obviously is now we can crouch without taking our hand off the stick. So we can sort of crouch and aim, crouch. We can slide and like sort of manipulate our direction at the same time and that sort of thing. Next is going to be the left stick. So same thing with the left stick. Since we're on auto sprint, we don't need to be like the left stick's pretty useless since we're on auto sprint. And so
Mhm.
we can put any button that we want on it. So the buttons that I would recommend considering, the number one button would be square. The second button would be, I mean, I'm just giving you a list of importance in my opinion, but
Mhm.
this is
Mhm.
opinionated depending on your play style. So the first
Mhm.
button that I would recommend would be square. I think you will get the most overall value out of square. Some people would prefer to have heal, so up on the D-pad, so heal, so that they can heal with their left stick rather than clicking up on the D-pad. And then the third option would be triangle, so that you can switch weapons and holster your weapons without moving your thumb off the stick. So those are just a few options for you. But I would definitely just stick with square for now, and I think you'll be pretty happy with that.
Okay, so square to interact, pick up, reload, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so you click on this. Can you see my screen?
Uh, yeah, one sec. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I can.
you click on it like that, and then you click your left stick in. Why didn't that work? For some reason that didn't work for me. I'm going to restore defaults to make sure that I explained it right.
Mhm.
Crouch on the right stick,
Mhm.
sprint. Now we're going to click on sprint, and we're going to click on square like that. For me, it's X because I'm on Xbox. But yeah, you just click
Mhm.
on sprint right here, and then click on square. Does that make
Square.
sense?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then like you can move whatever else you want wherever else you want. Like just as an example, I know a lot of players like to put jump on their L1 and then their tactical on their X, just as an example. Like, that might be a lot for you to get used to. I'm just saying,
Mhm.
does that make sense? Jump on L1 and then crouch. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Or sorry, not, but yeah, the tactical ability on the button X and jump on L1. So yeah,
Mhm.
cool. So yeah, a lot of people like mess with it a lot. Um, a
Mhm.
couple, and then like also a lot of top players use evolved. I'm not saying use evolved. I think you should. I think the button layout I gave you is a lot better than evolved. But I'm just saying
Mhm.
you can take inspiration from evolved because a lot of top players really like evolved. So yeah,
Mhm.
does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Like, I always kind of recommend thinking about it for yourself a little bit
Mhm.
so that you can find what works for you, because like everyone's hands are different, everyone's play style is different. But I think I put you in the right direction for sure on that.
Mhm.
Moving on. Um, just feel free to ask if you have any other questions on that, because I know it's a little bit confusing. Stick layout, default,
Mhm.
interact and reload button, tap to use and reload.
Mhm.
Crouch button. Right now we're gonna stick with toggle, but if
Mhm.
you end up getting paddles on the back of your controller, you want to switch over to hold. And when you get the
Mhm.
paddles, you want to have X, so you want to have jump. So when you get the paddles, switch back to default and then
Mhm.
have jump on the right side and crouch on the left side. And then you can put uh and then this is what you can do when you get the when you get the paddles, you can just do this. Just I'm just doing this for the recording so you can go back to it.
Mhm.
So what you're going to do is you're going to click on sprint and then click on X. So that way you've got X, or sorry, not X, but it's going to be square because you're on PlayStation. So you're going to click on sprint and then you're going to click on square so that your interact and reload is on the left stick, and then your jump and crouch is going to be on the paddles, and you should be good to go with that. This is going to be your layout for when you have paddles, if you get
Mhm.
paddles. Not saying you have to. A lot of good players play without paddles. Moving on, but I definitely recommend them. They just make your movement. They make everything so much smoother. Um, a crouch button toggle for
Mhm.
now, but when you get paddles, switch over to hold.
Mhm.
Aim button hold. Survival slot button on. Trigger dead
Mhm.
zones. This is called L2 R2 dead zones for you. You want
Mhm.
these on none. Absolutely don't do anything higher than none. Menu cursor speed. I use 12 ticks up. You can use anywhere between 6 and 12 ticks up. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like that. That's what I use. But you can use it a little bit slower if that's more comfortable for you.
Uh, yeah. Sorry, my controller was acting up. So for L2 R2 button dead zones, it's none.
Yeah, none.
And then for the menu cursor speed, what is it again?
It's 12 ticks up. So 1, 2,
12 ticks
3,
up.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
3,
9, 10, 11,
4,
12.
5, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
And so what that does is just like the menu cursor. If you find that's
Mhm.
too fast, a lot of people are going to find that's a little bit too fast. So just feel free to turn
Mhm.
it down. I used to play on 6 when I was on console. I
Mhm.
played on 6. So it's really up to you. Moving
Mhm.
on, look sensitivity and look sense. What's your sensitivity on right now? Just out of
3
your
default.
3 default 3 3. Okay.
Mhm.
So you got two options for this. Definitely turn this look sensitivity up, the top one.
Mhm.
Turn it up to 4, please. You definitely want that on 4.
4.
Um,
Okay.
Now, look sensitivity ADS, you can use this on 3 or 4, either one. 3 or
Mhm.
4. It's up to you. I think 3 is a little bit better, but it's a little bit on the slow side. But 3 is definitely maybe a little bit better. There will be situations where it's a little bit too slow. For example, tracking
Mhm.
in Octane. But overall, it's going to be a lot more consistent to have this on 3. So it's really up to you. But yeah.
Mhm.
Um, most pro or so like about I would say 40% of pro players play on 4-4 and 40% play on 4-3. So it's up to you.
Mhm.
Next is going to be 1x or sorry. So let's say if you do go 4-3, if you go 4-3, only if you go 4-3, click on per optic settings,
Mhm.
and then for the 1x, go 3, and then for 2, 3, 4, like for all the other ones, do 4 because you want to speed it up a little. For the other ones,
Uh,
three is going to be too slow for the other magnifications of sights.
for right now, I like to keep it. I mean, it makes sense to match. I would keep it at 4.4.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, just go for that then.
Okay.
Yeah, 4.4 is really nice.
Wait,
Next,
so per optic settings. Let me.
yeah.
I just need to see that again. Sorry.
So if we do 4.3, if you do 4.3, this is what it's going to look like. If you do 4.4, you can just keep these off. If you do 4.4.
Wait, if it's 4.4, I keep it off.
Yeah. You can just keep it
Oh,
off.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Um,
Oh,
I mean, you don't have to keep it off, but like it doesn't matter at all if they're all in 4. It's just gonna keep
oh.
them all on 4, so you can have it off or on. All right, moving on.
Wait,
Um,
that's it puts it when I turn it on, it puts the 1x optic on 4 and then 2x and 3x at default.
you might just have to switch them all over to 4.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm gonna do this real quick. Weird. Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Nice. All right, next, response curve, classic. Classic is by far the best response curve. Linear is the second best, but classic is by far the best. Always stick with classic.
Mhm.
Next is look dead zone. Always do none, please. A lot of people are going to tell you to do small, maybe. If you have stick drift, don't worry about that. Just stick with none, please. I don't care about stick
Mhm.
drift. This is going to make your. So this is look dead zone. That's the most important setting when it comes to recoil control. If you have small, it's almost impossible to control recoil. I mean, it is impossible to control recoil at an elite level. It's still
Mhm.
possible to control it, but just not at an elite level. Movement dead zone small, inverted look off, and
Mhm.
vibration off.
Okay.
You can have vibration on though. That doesn't matter. I mean, if you want it on, you can have it on. Any questions?
Uh, uh, nothing really. I might just take I might just put the menu cursor speed to 6.
Yeah, do 6. Yeah, 6 is really nice.
1, 2, 6.
6 is going to be more than fast enough. A lot of people say it's not fast enough, but it is.
Mm.
I used to play 3. I mean, like, I used to play 3 before I played 6. I played 3 for like a year.
For the menu cursor speed.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, like, don't play 3 though. I think it's a little slow. I think 6 is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me know when you have all of these controller settings.
Oh, the ones we went over.
Yeah, are you ready to move on?
Yeah, I have them. I have.
Yeah. All right, now video settings. Field of
Oh
view.
wait, are we supposed to do anything for advanced look controls?
Um, you can if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. Um,
Yeah, I was just asking.
I will. So just for the video, I'm gonna show you my advanced look controls. These are the settings I used when I was on console. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that the settings I gave you are kind of better. So like, here's the thing: these settings that I'm showing you right now, they
Mm-hmm.
are faster. They're faster paced. The recoil control will be easier, but they're less forgiving. They're a lot harder to use. They're extremely difficult to use It's extremely difficult to use these settings. Um, and so if you want to be a little bit flashy and a little bit fancy, these settings are really nice. But and then here's the pro optics. I'm just showing you just for the video. It'll all be in the video if you want to copy it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so these are very flashy, very fast paced, and excellent for recoil control. But they're not as consistent because they're extremely difficult to use. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
moving on to video settings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, field of view. What's your field of view on right now?
70.
70. Okay, let's do
Mm-hmm.
102, please. That's what I do at least. I do 102.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere between 100 and 110 will be good.
Mm-hmm.
Next setting, FOV ability scaling. We want that disabled.
Mm-hmm.
And sprint view shake minimal.
Okay.
Yeah. And then brightness, you definitely want to consider turning your brightness up. Just click on where it says brightness,
Mm-hmm.
and I do 80%. I do about 80%, like whatever, just like sort of guess what 80% would be. That's what I do. Of course, your monitor or your TV is different than mine, most likely, and so you're gonna want to find something that works for you. But I find that 80% works really, really
Wait.
well.
Uh. So it goes by like a bar.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is right, but like there's two bars at the end, like maximum.
Hmm.
It's two. I go 2 bars down from maximum.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Just
Mhm.
just guess about 80%. The reason I don't know is like if you can see my screen, I'm on a PC right now, and so like see it says exactly like just PC's different, so like I can't see exactly what I was on console, but it was
Mhm.
about 80%. It was about 80%. It doesn't matter too much though.
Okay.
And it's a little bit like it's gonna be you're gonna want to maybe potentially tweak it a little bit in the future because I'm sure you don't play on the exact same monitor as me, most likely. So yeah,
Mhm.
and like I'm sure you also don't have the exact same brightness settings as I do. So it'll be a little bit unique to your personal needs. But 80% is good. 50% is a little low. Of course, I play on 50%, but I'm on PC, so like everything's just totally different. Um, so yeah, and the other thing is my monitor has a black equalizer in it, so it's just like everything's totally different. So yeah. Anyway,
Mhm.
moving on from that, uh,
Mhm.
that's all the settings I recommend. Now we can talk about gun stuff. So you just come down here. So I'll show you how to practice. I'll give you a few tips for practicing. So first thing that you want to do is you want to grab an R301.
Oh.
Yeah. And then grab a gold mag, a gold or a purple mag. The reason we practice with a gold or a purple mag is because we want to um, we want to get good at controlling the entire recoil pattern. Okay, because if we practice with a like without a mag, we're only getting 18 bullets, but with a mag we're getting 28, and so we're getting the full recoil pattern that way. Now what we're gonna do to practice this is we can just start off on this target right here and just work on trying to control the recoil, kind of just hold that trigger down and then hold down on your right stick and try to control the recoil. Did you get one of these?
The gold mag.
Yeah. I just want to make sure you got
It's
it. Okay, good.
the extended light mag, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It
So,
says no ammo though.
oh yeah, just grab a bunch of ammo. Right here, there's ammo.
Oh, where?
Right here. Yeah. So just
Oh.
grab a lot of it. Perfect. All right. So now, yeah, so hold down with your right stick. Hold down
Uh-huh.
to try to control it. Just like hold your
Oh, I
trigger
see.
down. So you don't have to hold two. Yeah, there you go. Nice. All right, good start. Do you like one more of those? Nice. There we go. All right, now try on this one. This one's going to be a lot harder. It's going to take you a minute, but you should be able to get that. Better.
Oh, why I keep running out of ammo? So strange. I kept taking. All right. Wait, it's this one.
Yeah, this one right there, yeah.
Okay. Battery core.
There we go. Yeah. So that's getting better like pretty fast. Now, so let me just can you see my screen? I just want to show you like sort of what your end goal is.
Mm-hmm.
So see, like I can control it at like very very long range, and so
Mm-hmm.
you want to start just keep practicing on this target here until you get that down. This is going to take a lot of work. Like if you're willing to do it for maybe 5 minutes a day or whatever. I've done this for like a long time. I've done this for thousands of hours, because I listen to things while I do it, like podcasts and stuff, and so um, obviously I'm sure you don't want to do it like for as long as I've done it for, but if you just spend
Mm-hmm.
like 5 minutes a day doing this, you're gonna see massive improvements. So as I'm sure you've already seen some pretty decent size improvements, but yeah, just really work on that because that's gonna make you so much more lethal in this game. Moving on from that, um,
Yeah, yeah, my bad.
yeah, it's all good. Uh, so and then we can also practice on these dummies here. So try to kill. So like yeah, try to kill one with like one clip. Just try to kill that guy in one clip.
Oh,
Oh here, I'll give you ammo here. I'll give
oh, I
you.
got ammo.
Let me give you. Okay, let me give you lots. I got lots for you. You can just grab it off the ground. There we go. That should be lots. All right. Um, let's see. I was trying to drop it straight. By the way, it was just going all over the place. Um, so let's see what's next. So yeah, so you just work on killing these dummies as quickly as possible. Um, do you understand why? Do you understand why we don't practice with a barrel stabilizer?
Why is that?
The reason is because a barrel stabilizer will make it easier for us, right? So we want to make it hard on ourselves
Mm-hmm.
so that once like because in game we're not always going to have a barrel stabilizer, but once we do pick up a barrel stabilizer, it's going to be so much easier to control if we practice without one. It's just going to be super easy to control with one. So that's why.
Mm-hmm.
So I never ever practice with a barrel stabilizer. All right, moving on from that. Once you get really good at killing these dummies, you can try to kill two with one clip. That's like sort of your end goal that you want to be working towards. And then like for these back targets, you just want to be hitting them for as much as you possibly can. It's gonna take a lot of time though. Moving on now, let's grab a submachine gun, please. Submachine gun, boom. Or sorry, like just grab a R9. That would be ideal. R9 and an R301.
R99.
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
Uh,
And then grab one of these, please. Perfect. All right, and then yeah, get a bunch of ammo and come over here whenever you're ready. All right, so for submachine guns now, can you just stand right here, please?
oh, yeah.
Perfect. So for the submachine gun, this is my R. You can just like look at me, kind of. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is my R9 strafe speed. Okay, you'll see it's very fast, very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is my R301 strafe speed when I'm aiming down sights. See, it's way slower. Now,
Oh, is it like ARs have slower strafe speeds than SMGs, pistols? And...
yes, exactly. Yeah, ARs have very slow, and then like snipers are extra slow, and LMGs are also like even slower. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so ARs are slower than SMGs. But now, if we look at the hip fire, you'll see the hip fire is the exact same on every gun on the game. And so what that means is like if I'm close to you like this, I don't want to be aiming down sights with my AR. It doesn't make sense. With the submachine gun, I can aim
Right.
down sights if I want. It's not a big deal. But with the
Mm.
AR, you cannot be aiming down sights at this range because you're not moving fast enough. But now if we look at the hip fire, we are moving fast enough. So the whole purpose of hip firing is the strafe speed on an AR. Um, it's
Mhm.
just it's so much faster if you're hip firing. So this is how I practice hip fire. Can you see my screen on Discord?
Yeah.
So this is how I practice my hip fire at first. Um, I mean, like for a beginner, this is what you want to do without shooting. Just work on strafing left and right and tracking. So
Mhm.
you can go try that, please, and try it with the AR specifically, please.
Uh, AR. So you want me to just wait, do it again? Like just go left and right and
Yeah, yeah. So don't aim down sights and strafe left and right. And I'm going to observe you, and I'm going to sort of give you some pointers. So,
all right, so
but try without shooting, please. Just try it without shooting because it gives you
oh
the
that's what
yeah, it gives you the most practice a lot faster. Um, all right, nice. Nice. I like how you're starting to just keep doing it, please.
oh my bad.
So work on your tracking, right? So work on keeping your crosshair on the dummy while you do that. And so what I liked was I saw that you're starting to try to throw some inconsistencies into your strafe, so it's a little bit less predictable. But try to do that maybe even a little more. I also like how lateral it is. It's very lateral. You want to try to keep it perfectly lateral. You don't want to be going forward and backwards. Okay, don't be going forward and backwards.
Oh.
Try to keep it perfectly lateral. And then one last tip is, can you look at my screen really quickly, please? I just want to show you just one
Yeah.
quick thing. All
Mm.
right. So pay attention. Look at my aim assist. When I go over the dummy, you'll see it slows down. My aim assist slows me down when I go over the dummy. You see that?
Mhm.
Okay. Now watch at this range. We've got no aim assist at this range. See, it's non-existent. Same
Mhm.
thing with this range. And so as a controller player, we need to always be within the aim assist range. Okay, so don't go too close. You see right there, you don't have aim assist. So you want to get a good understanding of exactly what that range is, and you want to avoid that range at all costs because you're going to be extremely inconsistent if you don't have aim assist. So yeah, do you see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, it drags me like it makes me like lock on the target.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so yeah, so you want to back up a little so that you do have aim assist. Exactly. Do you have aim assist there? Do you feel like you
Yeah.
do? Okay, perfect. Yeah. So practice at that range. You could even maybe back up like 2 more feet because we still want to try to avoid that. Yeah, there we go. So like sort of between there and then like you can always go like 5 feet further ahead if you want to. So now let me critique, but try not. You see how right now you're on the ramp, so it's not a flat surface. So
Oh,
we want
oh.
to try to avoid. That's why I practice on this dummy specifically is because he's got the most flat surfaces in front of him. You see this dummy here, he does not have a flat surface, and so that's why it's important to practice on this dummy because it is perfectly flat because like these little slabs of rock are going to mess you up because they're not flat. But this dummy, it's perfectly flat, so that's why this is my favorite dummy to practice in front of. So anyway, your strafe is looking good. Um, Now, what you want to do is you want to get to the point where your right stick is adapting to what your left stick is doing. Okay, so when you
Mhm.
strafe left, your right stick goes right. So you want to get to that point. Do you feel like your right stick is starting to adapt?
Because the aim assist, it's not even moving, so like it's locked on. So like, I feel like even when I'm strafing, like it's still on the target. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not really moving for like my right stick is not out of proportion when I'm strafing, so it's still on the target.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Now try that while you're shooting.
Oh, so you want me to shoot now?
Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah. And so, um, do you want to see me do it just so you can like sort of have a
Yeah.
goal to reach towards? So like this is what it
Mm.
looks like when I do that. So like that's why I'm saying it's super important to work on this is just so that we can become as efficient as possible. Um, because like I'm very efficient. So like as you can see, just like it might feel like you're not missing, but you can always become a lot more efficient with just hours and hours of practice. Obviously, you don't have to practice for hours because I'm sure you don't want to, but yeah, you can easily become a lot more efficient. So yeah, um, you can keep doing that, and I'm gonna sort of critique your strafe. I want to give you some pointers.
All right.
All right, nice. First pointer. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So let's say I'm over aiming right. If I'm over aiming to the right, I'm never gonna strafe right. It doesn't make sense. I'm always gonna strafe
Mhm.
left because that's gonna make it easier. So you want to use your left stick to help you aim. But the second rule is like now look at me on your screen, please.
Yeah.
All right, can you see me? Yeah, nice. So watch my strafe. You see how I'm throwing inconsistencies in? So try to track me. I'm gonna turn your aim assist on for you. So try to
Mhm.
track me while I do this. Also try to strafe too. Make sure you're strafing. There you go, nice. So now see how I'm throwing inconsistencies in, and it's just it's a little bit hard to predict and a little bit hard to read. So um it's important to be a little bit inconsistent and unpredictable. We can keep doing that if you want. I don't know if you feel like you're gaining anything from it. But
Mhm.
it's important to be a little bit unpredictable. My strafe might not be perfect because I'm talking right now, so it might
Mhm.
not be exactly how I'd prefer. So, anyways, it's important to be a little bit inconsistent, so it's a little bit unpredictable. But what's even more important is that you're using your left stick to help you hit your shots. Okay, so
Mhm.
so don't so don't strafe in a way that makes it harder for you to hit your shots. If your strafe makes you miss, then you're doing it wrong. It should be helping you.
Mhm.
It shouldn't be making you miss. So most important is that it's helping you. Second most important is that it's a little bit inconsistent and unpredictable.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's really all there's to it. Next is going to be a little bit harder. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Now this is with submachine guns. So I just want to quickly go over submachine guns one more time. So like I said, with
Mhm.
submachine guns, it's very, very important that we are um, I mean, like we can aim down sights or we can hip fire with submachine guns. It doesn't matter too much. The hip fire
Mhm.
is a little bit faster, but the time to kill is the same. So it just depends on like what, like so. Let's say like if I need to make a big adjustment, see that takes way too long on controller if I'm aiming down sights. Whereas like if I need to,
Mhm.
I'm gonna hip fire obviously if I need to make big adjustments. But like usually I prefer to aim down sights with a submachine gun because I'm just gonna be a little more precise if I'm aiming down sights. So, but now so now at this range, this is where submachine guns are so strong, is because a assault rifle can't aim and strafe as fast as I can at this range.
Mhm.
And so, see, I can aim and do this. So this is the next drill, is just aiming down sights like this and strafing left and right, sort of the way I showed you. Try to be a little bit inconsistent with it so that you can
Mhm.
adapt to different strafe patterns and yeah, just try to keep that crosshair on them. So aim down sights. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, aim down sights and just shoot at them, or don't shoot yet. But um, so I'm sure that you can see that you're maybe going off the target a little bit now. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so with practice, you're not going to be. It's super super important that you practice this because it's an invaluable skill. It's so valuable because like let's say we're fighting and I'm moving this fast at this range and I'm hitting my shots, I'm going to be very hard to kill. So that's like sort of the skill ceiling to this game is if you can learn that. I mean, like there's lots of other things to learn too, but that's one of the most important things for a controller player especially. So yeah. Let me quickly observe the strafe. Nice. Yeah, just try to keep it. So at first, I think you're doing the right thing because I feel like you're kind of strafing to help your aim, which is exactly what you want to do. But once that becomes too easy for you on the dummy, specifically for practicing, you want to throw some inconsistencies in so that you get better at sort of adapting to different strafe patterns, so that you get better at aiming through different strafe patterns. Now you can try doing that while you're shooting now if you want. How's that feel?
It gets a little ordained sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that's just because you haven't practiced it yet. It's just going to take a lot of practice. So yeah, just practice the things I showed you, and then you'll be frying with it. Of course, practice your recoil control as well. But on submachine guns, we always want to be practicing while we're strafing because strafing is going to make our recoil control way easier. So,
Mm.
um, like, does that make sense? Like, you probably didn't know that. It will make the recoil easier if we're strafing. So, yeah.
Mm.
All right. Any other questions on that?
No.
Cool. Next
How do
is
you do that? That little like thing where you like move faster, where you like kind of crouch and
yeah, slide jumps. So a slide
yeah.
jump. We can start here for practicing slide jumps. And start right
Mm.
here. And so what we do is we just holster your weapon. It's so like holstering your weapon in this game is very important. So you always want to be um, like you want to get to the point where you're sort of cringing when you're running with your weapon out. I never run with my weapon out unless I'm in a super close quarters fight. But usually it's best not to run with your weapon out.
How do you take it out? Like
Oh, you hold triangle to holster it. You hold triangle. There we go.
oh,
Yeah, and then if you want to take it out again, you just tap triangle, and that is how you do that. All right. So for this, we just run full speed. So you want to make sure that you're running full speed, and then slide.
oops.
So
I forgot I changed.
that should be your right
I,
stick.
yeah, it's R3. I
Yeah.
forgot I changed the keybinds.
So yeah. So run full speed, and then slide. Jump right now. Yeah. You got to try to jump a little bit earlier though.
Earlier? Yeah.
So slide, jump. Yeah, like that. We can just keep running like over there. Like we can run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We can go super far. So yeah, slide, jump. So right there, you see how that slide was kind of dead?
Yeah.
That's called a dead slide. It's because you didn't have enough momentum before you tried to slide. And
Uh.
so you want to make sure that you have momentum. Also, these bumpy surfaces like this, these slabs of rock, you want to avoid
Mm.
those because they will hinder your momentum. Um,
Mm.
as you get better at the game, you'll get a better understanding of how the momentum works over those. So I can still slide jump over them because I just understand the momentum. It's actually impossible to articulate how that works exactly. It's incredibly complex.
Mm.
But like it just takes a ton of practice. Not even practice, just like experience with how that affects your momentum. You see right there, the rock affected your momentum. Um,
Mm.
so it's incredibly confusing. So for now, just avoid it, and you can kind of work on that later. It'll honestly take you like
Isn't there a cooldown time?
yeah. There is a cooldown time. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm just saying like when it comes to the rocks and the bumpy surfaces and the way they manipulate your momentum, um,
Mm.
to have a full and complete understanding of it, it will take you like a year to understand exactly how the rocks manipulate your momentum. For the most part, you
Mm.
can ignore them, but for like sometimes, if you want a 100% understanding, you just have to play the game a lot. I can't really explain that, but when it comes to slide jumps, just keep practicing them down here, please. We just practice them in a straight
Oh.
line. Yeah, so like going up hills and going down hills, that's sort of like maybe a little bit more advanced. Going up hills, you don't really want to slide going up hills ever. So please never go slide going up hills. And then going down
Mm.
hills is just like super easy. So it's not like you don't really want to practice it because it's just extra easy. So yeah, so you want to make sure that you have more momentum, please, when you slide. Try to get a
Mm.
little more momentum and then slide. And so the way that you can tell is you can just tell by just running around. Your screen will like you can so like I can visually tell how much momentum I have. Just simply by looking at it. But if you want like a little pointer, I mean, like this doesn't matter though. Like I don't look at anything. I don't think about it. I just have a full subconscious feel. But what you can do if you want is you can use your player's hands. So you see how your player's hands are moving while you're running?
Mhm.
So you can use that as a reference point for how long you've been running, and that will give you a
Mhm.
reference for what your speed is. But like, I don't do that. I don't do that, but maybe some people do. It might be good like for a super beginner level tip, but for me, like I just recommend just getting a feel for it, just really practicing it because you need to know like how much momentum you have. Also, pay attention to the length of your slides. So you see how your slides are an inconsistent length. Sometimes they're long, sometimes they're short. You want to try to make them a little more consistent. So try to mirror my slide. So try to slide exactly as often as I slide.
Okay.
So let's start right here like this at the end. Start right here. And yeah, just follow me. So as you'll see, this is what a perfectly optimized slide jump looks like. So I'm slide jumping exactly as often as I possibly can, and I'm going the exact perfect the perfect length of slide and then jump. That might have been not optimized because I was scratching my face, but yeah. So slide, jump, like that. So anyway, I don't know. I don't think I can explain it much more in depth than I did. Just takes a lot of practice.
Oh, what?
All right, next is going to be assault rifles again. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, so assault rifles, we want to be a lot more methodical with our positioning and we want to be playing very cover to cover because at this range, we don't have any strafe speed. I mean, we do, but it's not enough. I'm not moving fast enough right now to make myself harder to hit. And so we want to make sure that we're playing cover to cover. We don't want to be getting caught out in the open. Um,
Mhm.
if we do get caught out in the open, it's still not the end of the world, but we need to make sure that we get first shot off because we don't have any strafe speed. With the submachine gun, it's not as important. Still, obviously, you want to get first shot off, but it's not as important to get first shot off because we have strafe speed to rely on, which will make us a lot harder to hit. So we can make it so our opponent is no longer locked onto us by strafing super fast. Especially if he hasn't practiced the same drill, we can make it. It's pretty easy for us to make it so that he can't track us just by strafing. So, but now with the AR, like I said, just play very cover to cover. Try not to get caught out in the open, but if you do, get first shot off. Make sure you get first shot off. And but now a technique that you can use if you do get caught out in the open, this is going to take you a lot of practice, but this is called a hip fire transfer. And so the first step, I'm just going to explain what it is. So watch my hip fire accuracy from back here. You'll see it's really bad. See?
Mhm.
And there's nothing I can do about that. So like I'm just going to kill him. So see, if I'm aiming down sights, I'm not strafing fast enough, and if I'm hip firing, I'm not accurate enough. But what if I now watch this? If I aim down sights and then transfer into a hip fire, see my accuracy is basically 100%. Not actually 100%, but it's close to 100%. And so
Mhm.
that's a hip fire transfer. Now watch in full motion when I'm moving. See, so what I'm doing is I'm starting off aiming down sights, and then I can transfer into a hip fire. And then when I feel my aim go off the target is when I go back to ADSing like that. And so the point of this is, as you can see, I have the accuracy of an ADS. My accuracy is just as good as an ADS. I ran out of bullets. My accuracy is just as good as an ADS, but my strafe speed is as fast as a hip fire. So it's combining the accuracy of the ADS and the speed of the hip fire. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
That's a hip fire transfer. It takes a lot of practice, but I would definitely recommend it. Um, it's so hard though. It is very difficult, but with practice, this is like it basically turns your assault rifles kind of into a submachine gun because now you can use them close range with a lot more confidence because you have the speed of a submachine gun. So yeah. Any questions on that?
No.
One last thing, I just want to touch on this. There's two things. So I practice with sights a lot. So the 3x, if you ever do this, you don't have to do it now. I'm just mostly doing it for your video. Um,
Mhm.
so with the 3x, hip fire transfers are way harder at first. I mean, like not for me because I practice them, but like, well, actually, yeah, they are a little harder for even me. But like especially at first, they're incredibly difficult because the transition from ADS to hipfire is very very awkward, and so we want to be practicing our hipfire transfers with different sights so that we learn how to make that make the transition from hipfire to ADS with different sights. Next thing is also recoil control. Recoil control is also way harder with a good sight, and so we want to make sure that we're practicing our recoil control with different sights so that we know how to use different sights. The more magnified the sight, the harder the recoil is to control on controller specifically. So if you were to practice with a 3x, your 1x is going to feel like it has very little recoil because the 3x has so much more recoil on it. It's not that it has more recoil; it's that it's way harder to control because the size of the adjustments that you have to make are way way larger, and so it's just more difficult to control. So yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Um, Next is going to be shotguns. I'll quickly go over the Peacekeeper.
Mm.
So Peacekeeper, you would assume that the Peacekeeper has a faster time to kill than a full auto, but actually every full auto in the game kills faster than the Peacekeeper close range. And so I'll just quickly show you. That's my AR without headshots specifically too. Like if I was hitting headshots, it'd be even a little bit faster. Now this is my Peacekeeper without headshots, and this is with a purple bolt. That's the best attachment for the Peacekeeper,
Mm.
and so that's a purple bolt. Um, yeah. What's the point? The point is that the Peacekeeper is still a very good gun, but we need to use it strategically, like this. See, because if that guy has an R301, like let me show you what that looks like if I do that with the R301. See, he's hitting me for like 28, 50, you know,
Mm.
like that sort of damage every
Hits
time.
are the same, right?
Sorry?
The shotgun hits are the same, right? Like
Well,
even if you're behind cover.
so like you see that? Yeah, so like yeah,
See?
it hits for like way more, way faster, right? So like if I can strategically use the shotgun, it does way more, way faster. You see what I mean?
Mm.
Because like the R301 it's full auto, so I want to use the R301 like that, right? Like I want to be able to stay out of cover. But if you're able to use this shotgun strategically, you can kill people before they can even hit you, basically. If you're able to use it strategically, so it's a lot harder to use because you have to implement so much strategy, but it can be worth it if you strategize effectively. The other thing is, of course, bubble fighting. So, like, if you're ever playing with or against a Gibby, shotguns are very, very dominant. So, I'll just quickly show you. See, like, if I'm fighting in a bubble like this, I can just peek in and out and do so much damage so fast. So, that's why a lot of top pro players run shotguns, or that's one of the reasons, is because you can kill people so fast without taking damage if you use it strategically, especially in a bubble. Next technique is this is sort of so like you know how the Peacekeeper it takes time in between shots, right? Like I can only shoot it so fast, and so
Mm.
sort of the fastest way or one of the fastest ways to kill someone in this game is like this. So slide out with the PK, hit a big shot, and then switch to the full auto like that. So it's sort of combining, it's combining both into like having an extremely high time to kill or like an extremely fast time to kill. Does that make sense?
Mm.
I'll show it to you just one more time, just so you fully understand. Boom, a shot. Doesn't really matter how much you switch, how much you hit for, and then you instantly switch over to the AR. I'll just quickly show you. By the way, I'll show you the Peacekeeper without a bolt, just so you can just see how slow it is. If you don't have attachments on it, it's even slower. See, it's like insanely slow. So now, like if I'm out in the open, that's why if I'm out in the open without strategy, I just prefer an AR because that's extra extra fast. It's so fast. So
Mm.
yeah. Any questions on that?
No.
Cool. All right, next it's going to be the EVA. Let's quickly give you a couple EVA tips. So now watch how fast the EVA kills. It kills faster, right? But like for using a strategy like this is less effective with the EVA because it just doesn't hit as hard at once, right? So like the time it takes to like the fire rate of the Peacekeeper is less relevant if we're playing cover to cover and implementing strategy. But same thing with the EVA. Like fire rate's not really relevant here. It doesn't really matter that it can shoot faster because like we can just duck behind cover. But like this is where the EVA is really good. It's just playing out in the open like this. That's where the EVA is good. Like this. Boom, 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 because it's super fast. Um, Now let's quickly go over the double tap. So the double tap is an attachment on the EVA. It's like this. See, so it shoots two shots at the same time. I don't think it's good. So let's compare the time to kill. Double tap, this is the time to kill. Takes I don't know, it's pretty fast still, but it's a little bit too slow for me. Now this is single fire or full auto. So without the double tap attachment, you actually kill faster. Not only do you kill faster, but it's also easier to hit your shots. And so that's why I prefer the single shot Eva. So just once again, it's a lot easier for me to hit my shots. One last Eva tip is don't be afraid to rock a sight on it like this, a 1x, and ADS it, because like we still on shotguns, we still have full ADS strafe speed, so there's no need not to ADS if that's what you're more comfortable with. So don't be afraid to rock a 1x on it. Any other questions?
No.
Cool. All right. Let's see. That's all I've got for shotguns. That's all I've got for. Oh, I guess we could quickly go over the Wingman. I'll give you like some of my thoughts on the Wingman. So I dropped my Peacekeeper, so I have to get another one. All right. So Wingman now. The Wingman, I don't know, I'll show you the attachments. The Skull Piercer does extra damage. So see, the Skull Piercer hits for 113 to the head. This is without a helmet though. And then without a Skull Piercer, I hit for 97 to the head. So it's Skull Piercer's definitely the best, or like one of the best attachments for the Wingman. And then the boosted loader, what it does is when I have 3 or less bullets in the clip, if I reload, it reloads extra fast, and it gives me an extra 2 bullets in my next clip. Does that make sense? Yeah, so that's the boosted loader, that's the Skull Piercer. Now, when it comes to actually aiming the Wingman, what we want to do is so first of all, understand the Wingman has insanely high strafe speed. Okay, so I can strafe extremely fast. Just make sure you move your character so you don't get disconnected, please. There you go, you're good. You moved him enough. So the Wingman has an extremely high strafe speed, so I can strafe very, very fast while I'm aiming down sights. So there's no need to hip fire the Wingman unless it's what you're more comfortable with at close range. You definitely usually want to be ADSing the Wingman. Next tip is going to be left stick aiming. So you want to mostly left stick aim the Wingman. What I mean by that is if you're aiming too far to the right, just strafe left. That's all you do, because it's a lot easier to make micro adjustments with your left stick than it is micro horizontal adjustments with your left stick than it is with your right stick. So you want to be left stick aiming the Wingman. So another tip is you can strafe in relation to the fire rate. So let me show you. Let's say this isn't true. I'm just making up numbers so that you can understand the philosophy. So let's say the Wingman shoots once every second, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot it, strafe to the left for half a second, strafe to the right for half a second, and then as soon as it's ready to shoot again, I'm back in the exact same spot. See, so I always end up back in the exact same spot. And so that's like a massive, massive left stick aiming tip. Of course, that's just like a basic tip though. Like we want to be, once again, making our strafe a little bit inconsistent. And obviously this guy's going to be moving a little bit. But if we strafe in relation to the fire rate, that means that our crosshair is always going to end up in the same place that we started. Does that make sense? Cool. So yeah, that's a Wingman. I guess since you probably don't know this, I'll just quickly show you. There's different sights in the game, or different iron sights. So this iron sight for the Wingman is a lot easier to use than whatever iron sight you have on your Wingman, because you probably, well, yeah, you're level 1, so you probably have the default one. And so this iron sight is very, very easy to use. And so you want to be very careful with what skins you put on your guns, because certain legendary skins are going to hinder your accuracy. They're going to hinder the visibility of your iron sight, whereas certain legendary skins are going to help it. So this legendary skin is an example of a skin. You definitely don't need it, but it's going to help it's going to help you a lot, because it makes it way easier to see than the default iron sight. So yeah, and then same thing with guns like the R9. So like you'll see my iron sight is way easier to see with than the default iron sight. So you definitely want to consider that a little, but it's not that important. So yeah. All right. I guess that's all I have for the Wingman. I'll move over to the car now. I'll give you some quick car tips. Car. All right, so car, I pretty much already told you this, but it's very, very important to just have a good understanding of this. With submachine guns, strafing makes our accuracy way better. So watch how I'm a little bit shaky. Like, I'm not bad, but it's a little bit shaky if I'm not strafing. Now, when I strafe, you'll see it's also like maybe it's also a little bit like inaccurate, but that's human error. It's because I'm making mistakes with my aim. Um, any mistakes that I make while I'm aiming are my fault. Whereas when I'm standing still, the recoil makes it a lot shakier. So basically, strafing on submachine guns does greatly negate the horizontal recoil. The car has by far the most horizontal recoil out of any submachine gun, and so you really want to make sure that you're strafing with it a lot. Strafing does not negate the vertical recoil, but it does negate the horizontal recoil, and so it's very important that we're strafing. So yeah, you can just sort of practice this at like different ranges. But definitely like I mostly practice my submachine guns on dummies because dummies have aim assist on them, so it sort of teaches you how to manipulate your aim assist. Does that make sense what I said about using your strafe to help you control the horizontal recoil?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, let me get a wingman back just because I want one, and then we can move up here. All right. So yeah, you just take my portal, please.
Oh,
I know that like a lot of my advice that I'm giving you right now is maybe not beginner level, it's sort of intermediate level. So if you have any like beginner level tips, like things that you really have questions about, just feel free to ask.
mm,
Because I know you're level 1, right? So you're just starting out, so there's probably some things that you're confused about that I'm not really thinking of. So, yeah. Um, all right, next is going to be this. So, let's see. What was I going to say? So, we want to be um this is a ledge slide. Sorry, I got distracted. This is a ledge slide. So, for a ledge slide, we climb up, hold forward with your left stick. Oh, also holster your gun, please. So try to get in the habit
oh,
of always having your gun holstered when you're not shooting. It's gonna make you a lot
mm,
better. You're also a lot harder to shoot when your weapon is holstered because you're moving a lot faster. So
mm.
anyway, yeah. So we climb up and then slide as soon as you get on top. That was good, but try to slide a little bit faster. Climb. Yeah, you can slide a little bit faster
Oh,
than
I
that
messed up.
actually.
No, I messed up. Yeah.
So you don't need any momentum going into this.
Oh wow.
So see, like we can stand perfectly still and just get a good slide off of it.
What the? Why isn't it letting me slide?
Take some practice. Take some practice. So right there, you might have gone too early. You might have gone too late. So experiment with either going too like earlier or later. There you go. You got it there. Try to go a little bit earlier than that though, just like a couple milliseconds earlier. There you go. Yeah, that was like perfectly timed. That was really well timed. Of course, this is like a little bit advanced, so it might take you a little while to perfect. But yeah. All right, next one is going to be a 90-degree slide. So it looks like this.
Mm.
So we climb, turn 90 degrees, and then slide like that. There you go. Oh, you got it first try. Nice. So that's a 90-degree slide. Um, Now I'll show you where I would use the slide. So let's say I'm using this as cover. I'm going to, and let's say I hit someone for 100. So I hit someone for 100. I would use this to instantly advance on them like that. So hit someone for 100. Yeah, and then use this slide. So the timing is going to be a little bit different depending on the height of the object. But yeah, perfect. There you go. So yeah, that's where I use the slide. I was just trying to give you like an in-game example of where I would use it. So
Mm.
yeah. All right, next is going to be a ledge jump. So a normal jump, we go half the length of this thing on a normal jump, but a ledge jump, we go the full length like that. So you can give that a try. You just climb up, same exact thing. You just do a jump rather than a slide. Also holster your weapon, please.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Perfect. So yeah, you climb up and jump. There you go, you got it. So it makes you go about twice as far. That's a ledge jump. Next one's going to be a 90-degree ledge jump. So on this one, we just climb, turn 90 degrees, and then jump, just like the 90-degree slide. There you go. Nicely done. That is that. All right. Next one. Or actually, no, I'm going to show you how you would use this. So can you stand right here, please?
Oh,
Yeah, just stand there and then like pretend that we're fighting. Try to track me kind of as I jump over you. Like stand like super tight to it kind of. Just so that I can,
oh yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now try to track me. So like you'll see when I jump over you, it's super hard to track me. See that? It's super, super hard. And so
Mm.
now you try doing that to me. You'll see it's way easier for you to hit your shots in that situation than it is for me. Also remember, you don't need to have momentum going into it. So you can stand perfectly still beside it and still go for the ledge jump.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh wait, I messed up. Wow.
There we go. So try to track me when you jump over my head. Like try to make the adjustment.
Oh, so
Yeah.
do I take out my gun?
You can have your gun out if you want.
All right.
You can have your gun out. It's going to be a little bit different. The timing is going to be a little bit different kind of with the gun. But yeah, you definitely have your gun out. But try to get in the habit of like when you run from here to here to holster your gun just so you can run over faster. I know it might seem a little bit tedious and a little bit annoying the fact that I'm recommending that, but it's all about just getting in the habit of like switching weapons and that sort of thing. So you see how easy that is for you to track when you jump over my head in comparison to how hard it is for me to track when you're jumping over my head?
Mm.
Yeah. So that's why that technique's so valuable is because it's going to win you a lot of fights because it's very, very hard to counter that technique. I mean, it's actually not hard for me to counter it because I know how to counter it because I've got lots of experience. But it's very, very hard. Like for pretty much anyone that you're going to be playing against is going to have a hard time countering that. So yeah,
I'm just curious, how many hours do you have?
I don't really know. I play on like lots of
Oh,
accounts, lots of platforms. Uh, but like like not the majority, but a lot of my time has been spent in the firing range because a lot of the time I enjoy the firing range more than actually playing the game because I can listen to podcasts and things and that sort of thing.
what the?
And the game can get frustrating, like actually playing the game. So I just chill out in the firing range and practice, and get better. So anyway, um, what's the point? But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I've got a lot of time. Been playing this game for like 2.5 years, maybe 3 years now. I think 3 years. So anyway, um, what's the point? With this. Oh, next one's gonna be a 90-degree ledge jump.
Mm.
So can you stand right here, please?
Yeah.
So that's a 90-degree ledge jump. So this is where I would use it, right? Because now, obviously, like I mean, I can also like it just gives me the opportunity to go different directions. So you can try doing that to me now if you want.
What the?
Yeah, it's gonna take some practice. The timing is not easy. There we go. How'd that feel?
Uh, felt different.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna take some practice to perfect.
Messed up.
You can try doing it straight again if you want. So remember, the turn comes before you jump.
Oh,
So yeah, you just hold forward on the left stick, and then you turn while you're climbing. So you can watch me do it if you want. You want to watch me do
oh
it?
yeah.
So watch. See, I turn while I'm climbing, like that. See? So like right before I jump, that's when I turn, and that's how I do that. I'm just like holding forward on my left stick, kind of. So yeah, you can try it if you want. So you kind of turn while you're climbing, and then like the
No,
time.
I have trouble getting the jump down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, just practice it. Practice it going like straight. There you go. Yeah, so as you can see, it's pretty easy doing it straight, but might I don't know, might take some practice to do it while you're turning. Which again, like that's just an example of what like another thing that paddles are going to help you a lot with because now you can turn and jump at the same time. So it's super just makes things a lot easier.
Okay, I got it.
So yeah, that's that. Any questions on that?
No, no.
All right, cool. All right, next is going to be just the basic wall bounce. So we just stand here like this. We want to slide into, so like we want to start our slide right around here. Okay, right around here.
Hmm.
Okay, so we slide right around there, and then we're gonna slide, and then we're gonna jump right here. So we want to jump into the wall. Okay, and then once we make contact with the wall, we jump again. Also, holster your weapon, please.
Oh, forget.
So yeah, this one's. Oh, also, um, once you're in the air, so once you jump the first time, you want to let go of your left stick. Okay, you can either let go or you can
Oh,
hold the direction that you want to go. It's easier to let go of the left stick, but once you get more advanced, you're gonna want to hold the direction that you want to go. I think you just did it. Nice.
hmm.
Try to so like see how that's kind of bumpy, the part of the wall that you're bouncing on. Try to bounce on this one right here, like this flat surface, because it's a lot more flat. But try to make sure that your camera's facing it. So it might be easier. Maybe try starting from here, just so that your camera's more straight.
Oh,
So start from here, run, slide, jump, boom, like that. Try to slide from further away, please. Like slide from like kind of here. Start your slide from back there.
oh, wow.
Close. Yeah, you just got to work on like staying straight because you're not really going straight. I understand like on controller it can be hard to go straight at first uh, with these techniques. Nice, you kind of got it. It wasn't perfect. There you go. That it's not perfect, but you're definitely on the right path. There you go. Nice. I think that one was really good. Close. You just I think you mistimed it.
Yeah.
There you go. I think you got it. I think that one was actually perfect. I could be wrong, but I think it was perfect. So anyway, yeah, that's a wall bounce. Takes a lot of practice. You want to make sure that you're practicing it on different surfaces, from different angles, so that you can actually use it in game. Because the truth is, like, you're never, if you only practice on one surface, you're never going to be able to use it in game because you don't know how to use it at different angles. So yeah.
Hmm.
All right, next, it's going to be I'm going to show you a couple of bounce variations. So you're not going to be able to do this today, to be honest with you, because it's very hard, but I just want to show it to you so you have it. So we can just run through these really, really fast. So can you stand right here, please?
Yeah.
Perfect. So this is a bounce peak. So the bounce peak, I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm going to give you all the steps in the video. So bounce peak is like this, okay? That's a bounce peak. The bounce peak is different though. It's different depending on the angle that I approach from. See, like, so the inputs that I'm making are a lot different depending on the angle. See, so like if I were to do a normal wall bounce from this angle, I'm going to go all the way over here because I'm approaching from the right. So because I'm approaching from over here, my momentum goes left. If I don't control it, it goes left. If I
Hmm.
approach from over here, my momentum goes straight back because I'm basically approaching the wall in a straight line if I don't control it. Now, of course, I can control my momentum and sort of decide what direction I want to go by holding in that direction with my left stick. And so what I do for this one, like if I'm at an angle like this on the bounce peak, what I do is what do I do? I hold to the right on my left stick because my momentum is already going left. So I make sure that my momentum goes right to counter the leftward momentum, and then that's how I stay nice and tight to the wall like that. And then of course, like I can bounce out here like this as well, but this doesn't make sense because now I'm out in the open and it's just not as valuable. So
Hmm.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a bounce peak. Obviously, like honestly, you're not going to be able to do it today. It's going to take you a lot of practice if you do want to learn it. But that's a bounce peak. Yeah, you can try it a couple of times if you want. So yeah, so the issue that you're going to run into here is we need to turn our camera before we bounce. We need to turn our camera into the wall. Because if we don't turn our camera into the wall, we're just going to brush off of it. So I'm going to, for your video, I'm going to make a demonstration of what I mean by turning your camera into the wall. So if you want to look at my screen, I'll explain what I mean.
Yeah.
So what I mean by turning, so this is what happens if I don't turn into the wall. See? So
Uh-huh.
last second, I need to turn my camera into the wall like that. So it looks like this. So pay attention to what I'm doing with my right stick now. So I'm turning into
Mhm.
the wall so that I bounce off of it, because I need to be looking at the wall in order to bounce off of it. And so
Oh,
that's what it looks like. So yeah, that's going to be like super difficult without paddles to do the turn part.
okay.
But if you want to make this easier on yourself for the bounce peak, you can just try it from right here. If you want to make it easier on yourself, you can try it
Mm.
from right here like this. So yeah, practice now you know how to wall bounce, so practice manipulating your momentum once you're in the air. So work on just like manipulating the momentum when you're in the air.
Oh, okay.
Any questions on
Got it.
that?
Yeah. No, I kind of realized what you're saying.
Cool, cool. All right. Next is going to be a bounce off a shorter object. So just stand right here like this and watch, please, just for the first part. So if I slide jump in, if I let go of my left stick, I'm going to attach to the wall like this. Okay?
Mhm.
So we need to make sure that we last second hold back on your left stick. Okay? Try that. Also holster your weapon, please.
Ah, yeah.
So yeah, you're doing it right. You just want to last second hold back on the left stick. You just got to work on the spacing and the timing. You got to make sure that you're jumping from a little bit further away on your initial jump. Maybe start running from further away, like start running from back here, kind of. Yeah.
Wait, but I'm just clicking X and moving back on the left stick. I don't
Yeah.
know why it's.
It's because you. There we go. That was a good setup. Your setup was good there. So that's what I meant by like practicing at different angles, different sized objects, different shaped objects. There you go. You
Okay, I
got it.
got it.
Yep. So yeah, you definitely maybe want to practice that a little just so you perfect it, but that's how you do that. All right. So next one is just like I already showed you. Now, like how you can practice this is doing the angle bounce on shorter objects like this. It's sort of practicing both. So yeah, that is angle bounce on a shorter object. All right. Next is going to be. Do you have any questions on that?
No, no, no.
Cool. Next is going to be an infinite wall bounce. Okay. So can you come right here, please? Stand right here. So for an infinite wall bounce looks like this. See, so now it's a lot more versatile because I can just keep doing the bounce peak like over and over again, like that. And so the way we do this is first thing that you need to understand is jump fatigue. So jump fatigue is this. So like first jump, yeah, that's jump fatigue, exactly. So your first jump is really high, but your second jump is always a little bit lower. So that's jump fatigue. So right now you have jump fatigue. That's what jump fatigue is. Now, next thing is momentum. So if I have full momentum like this, right now I have full momentum. If I don't slide jump into the wall, I can't possibly wall bounce when I have full momentum. So as you can see, I'm not slide jumping. I can't possibly wall bounce with full momentum. But if I don't have momentum like this, I can wall bounce perfectly fine with, I can wall bounce without sliding because I don't have momentum. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so the wall bounce is actually like the exact same. Yeah, so you already got it. Um, it's very easy for me to explain that, but it's very hard for you to execute because the timing is precise. You just got to get the timing down. The timing is very precise and it's very difficult. So, yeah, you got it. Nice. So yeah, that's a fatigue bounce. Now practice going in different directions out of it too. You want to like get a feel for what direction you're going to go out of. So the fatigue bounce is so much more versatile because you're able to wall bounce without momentum now. And so it's just a lot more versatile because you don't need to like sort of plan the wall bounce out. You can just kind of do it without thinking about it. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, that's a fatigue bounce. I feel like you have it, but it's just going to take a lot of practice to perfect at different angles. Oh, next is going to be a fatigue bounce off a shorter object. So fatigue bounce off a shorter object is the exact same as a normal bounce. You just need to hold back on the left stick to do it off a shorter object. But the timing is extra difficult. It's extra difficult timing. So, but yeah, that's a fatigue bounce off a shorter object. Any questions on that?
No.
Let me try something. Yeah, all right, moving on. Moving on to bounce over a wall. All right, so for a bounce over a wall, we're going to stand like here, like this.
Oh, what? My bad.
All good. All right, a bounce over a wall. So like a normal person is going to climb a wall like this, okay? It's a little bit slow. But what we can do is we can do this. We can actually bounce over it like this. See, like that. So the way we do that is you want to holster your weapon for this, please? Perfect. So we go slide, jump. If I go here like this, I'm going to attach on if I hold forward on my left stick. And so that's why we want to make sure that we're attaching right here on the wall, like right there. Okay, so we go boom, like that, hold forward on the left stick so that we go forward over it, like that. Close. Just make sure that you're bouncing like close. Yeah, just make sure that you're making contact right here. And you need to be holding forward on the left stick the whole time. So now don't release it, don't hold back. You want to hold forward the whole time so that your momentum goes straight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just going to take you some work to get better at manipulating that momentum once you're in the air. Another place you can do this off of is right here. You can also do it off there. That might make it easier for you.
Oh my god. He's just bouncing me off.
Yeah. Yeah. This one takes practice. So yeah, so what's happening is when you click your left stick in, you're sort of not going in a straight line. So this one you have to be super precise to, or when you click your right stick in, you're not going in a straight line. And so you're not being like you just got to
My
work
right
on
stick?
no, yeah, your right stick. So you see how when you start your slide, it's messing with your direction. So you're not going perfectly straight. And so that's part of the issue is you're just not being quite precise enough. So see, we need to attach here. So the issue is that you're attaching here and you're going like this if you try to hold forward. And so we need to make sure that we're making contact right here like that on the taller part. That was close. But are you holding forward on the left stick?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just keep doing that. Like I don't know. It really takes a long time to learn the momentum. So right there, what the issue was that you, you didn't go
I
perfect.
stopped.
Yeah, yeah, you went like right here like this. So you want to just like, you can even make contact right here, like this far left. You can make contact all the way over there. So it's simply not going to work if you're making contact with the shorter part. You gotta make contact with the taller part. So, but it's all good. Like, we can move on from this. It takes a lot of practice. But yeah, it just comes back to like practicing on different surfaces from different angles and that sort of thing. All right, next one, next little cool one that you can work on is, can you see me? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So this is like, I already taught you how to do this. You don't have to do this time. It's just kind of a cool one. So you kind of practice wall bouncing off this object here, and then you try to thread the needle like through here. It's just kind of a cool little thing you can do to work on your overall wall bounce coordination. It's you already know how to do it. You just hold back on the left stick. But you just need to work on approaching, like, what angle are you approaching from? You need to try to approach from back here. So right now, so remember, these are bumpy surfaces, so they're going to mess with your momentum. So we want to approach from back here, and we want to like do a nice, like, line it up kind of. So anyway, that one, like, this one's not easy for me either. Like, it's pretty difficult. So we move on. It's just, I just wanted to show you. It's just kind of cool. You can work on it if you want to. Any questions on the things I've talked about so far?
No.
Cool, cool. Do you want to come up
Practice
here really
these.
quickly? I'll just set you a portal. Or no, you just hit the zip actually. Do you have to get going?
No, no, no.
Okay, cool. All right, so uh, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, so um, first thing is, for climbing, we need to understand how far left and how far right can we look while staying attached. So this is how far left I can look, and this is how far right I can look while staying attached, like this. Now,
Oh.
to wrap, so that's the same thing for wall bouncing. Like, understanding this is very relevant for wall bouncing and for
Mm.
climbing. Now, to wrap around the beam, so like to wrap like this now, we need to hold 11
Mm.
o'clock. If I want to go left, I need to hold 11 o'clock on my left stick. And as I wrap around the beam, my camera needs to stay facing it like this. Okay? So that I wrap around it like that. And now what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to climb things like that. So you can give that a try if you want. Nice. You got it. Now just start right here, because you can't possibly get up if you don't start there.
Oh.
Yeah, so once you get to this side, then just hold 12 o'clock on the left stick.
Oh, it just auto makes me drop, even though I could still climb.
Yeah. The reason it makes you drop is because you're running out of momentum.
Oh.
You can only climb so high in this game. So, and also, like, so right there, so you just kept holding, you were holding 1 o'clock, you're doing a good job, but once you get to this side, don't hold 1 o'clock anymore, just hold 12 o'clock. Once you get to the right side of the beam, just hold 12 o'clock.
Oh. All right.
Perfect. There you go. Any questions on that?
No.
All right, nice. Next one's gonna be right here. All right, can you just stand on my portal, please? Like, don't take it, but stand where it is.
Oh yeah.
Can you take it back? I mean, like the this side of it. I'm at this side of the
Oh,
portal.
you want me to go?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, just stand there and observe, please. All right, so
Mm.
this is the next drill. This is just like a super advanced climbing drill. So the goal is to climb the opposite side of the wall like this. So this one's like extra hard. You probably won't get this one today either, but it just takes a lot of practice. So what we do is we slide. So we do a ledge slide off there into a little like climb. And so what you want to do is obviously also to climb things, you don't need to hold X the whole time. Like you don't need to hold jump the whole time. You can easily climb things
Oh,
without holding X the whole time. And so yeah, so we just want to work on our angle that we're jumping at. So see, do you want to watch me do it on my screen?
yeah.
So watch how my camera is initially like it's already facing the right direction. And then like if I want to speed up around the wall, let's say I have not enough momentum, I'm going to hold right on my left stick, sort of to the right. And then if I want to slow down, I'm going to hold to the left. So like if I get too much momentum, I'm sort of going to hold to the left.
Should I holster my gun?
Yes, please. Yeah, that's going to make this a lot easier.
Uh, I got it, but I fell.
It
I
happens.
just needed to rotate around the climbing thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Who's ready to fly?
And remember, for this one, we don't need momentum going into it.
Oh,
So, like, watch my screen, please. So we
yes.
get the momentum from the ledge slide like this, just by climbing up. See, like, I don't need any momentum. I just get momentum like this, like that.
Oh, oh shoot.
All right. Do you have any questions on that one? Like, obviously, it takes a lot of practice, but it's not really anything that like people get on the first day usually because it's super difficult. But yeah. Do you have any questions on it?
Uh, no. I mean, yeah, just need practice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like obviously like okay, all this movement stuff is not as important as the aim stuff. Like the first thing you want to be working on is that aim because like that's most important. But the movement stuff is a lot like it's super nice because it's going to allow you to move around with a lot more confidence and a lot more speed. So, yeah. But make sure you're doing the aim stuff first. And then like the movement stuff is also nice because if you get bored of practicing aim, then you can work on the movement stuff because it's a lot more fun. So, yeah. All right, next is going to be a super jump. So, a super jump, let me just switch over to Wraith so you can see it's possible on any character. So, a super jump, what we do for this is we single tap square and double tap X. Okay, so single tap interact and double tap jump. And we need to make sure that, or so like your square, sorry, what's your interact? Like, how do you ride ziplines? It's on your left stick, right?
It says left stick to ride.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so click your left stick, make sure you release it immediately, and then double tap jump. Double tap X. So this one actually took me 18 months to learn, to master at least. I mean, like I knew how to do it, but it took me 18 months to actually master it. What I was doing wrong was I wasn't releasing my left stick early enough for you. I don't use my left stick, but I mean, like for you, you do use your left stick, so I wasn't releasing
Yeah,
that button fast enough. So you need to make sure that you release your left stick immediately, and that's what's going to increase your consistency a lot. Also, your feet need to be on the ground. There we
I
go.
got it.
Yeah, you did it right there. Yeah, perfect. So anyway, that's a super jump. Uh, you can work on like getting up to here. That's like sort of the next stage would be to super jump up to there. There you go. You got it. Yeah. So yeah, the way that you do that is you sort of turn and then move your momentum into that. That's gonna take a lot of practice, but I feel like you definitely understand it. Like at a beginner level, it's just gonna take practice. Oops. So yeah, that's a super jump. Um, any questions on how to do that?
No, no.
All right, cool. Next, if you want to move down here, um, you just hit the zip line right here. Um, so next is going to be just I'm gonna talk like so. This is also something that you're gonna struggle to do because it's very difficult. But I just want to show it to you so you have it. All right, so this is, see, so like I can super jump and then I just want to show you that I can also super jump from above things. So you just look down at it and then you super jump. You look down at it to where it says hold left stick to ride and then you do a super jump up. Honestly, you're not going to get it today because you still don't have the basic one down. So you're not going to get it today, but I just want to give it to you so you have it, just to sort of spark your creativity, so you understand like where this can be used. So once again, see, like I can super jump from above things as well as below things. So if I just show you like this, see, I can super jump up like
Oh,
that.
I got it.
So yeah.
I just needed to aim it. Oh, I messed up.
So if you want to get up here, what you want to do, like to super jump up there, is you stand back here like this, hold square to ride, and then, or not square, but like left stick, and then boom, just hold your left stick forward after you super jump. That will make it a lot easier if you stand back there. Stand sort of like as far back as you can almost.
And then what do I do?
Super jump and then hold your left stick in the direction that you want to go, which in this case is straight forward. So you want to
Wait.
like look at it. So like look at my screen, please.
Yeah.
So I can't possibly super jump on it back here. It's impossible. But like look, so see now it says like hold X to ride for you is left stick to ride. And so that means that I can do it. I made a mistake. I mistimed it, but that's how you do it.
Oh.
But yeah, like that one, like obviously you just got to work on the timing first. It's gonna take you a lot of practice. Next one is going to be I just want to show you just like a couple ways you can use this now. Another couple ways. So now I can stand back here like this, and then rather than holding forward on my left stick, if I hold back and turn at the same time, I can use it to get up here. So it's just another cool little way that you can practice this using this technique in game. So yeah, that's that. And then next one, like yeah, like I say, like that's expert level. So it's gonna take you a while to get that down. Next one, once you come back, is going to be this. So see, I can also use it here like this. I can look across at it and go boom, super jump up like that. See, so I stand here, look across, and super jump up. So yeah. All right. Any questions on those?
No, I mean other than yeah.
Yeah, just practice. That's it. All right. Next is going to be actions per minute. So some actions per minute things. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. So what a lot of people do to unholster their gun is like this. This is sort of the wrong way. I'm going to show you the wrong way. So most people go, So right now my weapon's holstered. A lot of people go
Mhm.
slide, jump, and then hit triangle, right? That's a little bit too slow for me though. What's faster is if we hit, so we're going full speed, and then we hit triangle and then slide jump. See, then my gun comes out while I'm jumping, so it comes out a lot faster, and I'm able to carry full momentum. So I still have full momentum, and my gun is out. And so where this is really nice is like for the wall bounces that I showed you, because now you can wall bounce and your gun comes out a lot faster. So you hit triangle, slide jump into a wall bounce, and then that's like how I'd get my gun out so fast is like that. Another place this is nice is just like for coming around corners. So like this, like sliding around a corner, like boom, and then like I showed you earlier, kind of like that. So yeah, so it's triangle and then slide jump. So you can give that a try if you'd like.
Was it that?
I'm not certain if you're getting it. Just make sure you're going full speed and just work on just like keep doing it, just working on the timing. So watch my screen, please. This is what I do when I'm running around the map. I just do this when I'm running around because see, if I unholster my gun while I'm in the air, it doesn't make me lose any speed. So remember, it's triangle and then slide jump, triangle and then slide jump. Yeah, that's all there is to it. And then like of course I reholster my gun after, but if you're wanting to shoot at someone,
Oh,
don't holster your gun after. Yeah, so like if I'm just running around, then I'll holster my gun
I
again.
got it.
But there's no like obviously if you're shooting, then you don't holster your gun again. So yeah, that's that. Any questions?
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
Next is going to be the same but with heals. So can you grab a red armor, please?
This?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, grab one of those. Perfect. Now, can you shoot me once? Perfect. All right, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, let's say there's a doorway right here. There's a set of doors. So what we're going to do, what most people do is most people go slide, jump, open the door, close the door, and then heal. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to, first of all, you're going to use your left pointer finger to hit up on the D-pad instead. Okay? Because that's going to make you a lot faster. You don't have to do this the whole time. Like, you don't need to maintain this hand grip the whole time. Only when you're healing. Just when you're healing, just tap up on the D-pad. And so what it is now what I do, so like I said, most people go slide, jump, open the door, close the door, and then heal. Okay, if there's a door there. But what's better is we go uh, so we hit heal, which is up on the D-pad. So up on the D-pad and then slide jump, just like with the weapons. So like you remember we were hitting triangle, triangle, and then slide jump, but now with the heals. Just keep watching me, please. So I go heal,
Uh,
heal, and then slide jump, open the door, close the door, and then boom, I'm healing behind the door. Which once again is why it's so valuable to have square or like interact on your left stick. That's why it's so valuable. So just one more time, it's heal and then slide jump, open the door, close the door, and then by the time I'm behind the door, my heel is almost already halfway over. And then like of course we can use this for sliding behind any piece of cover, like this for example, just allows us to heal so much faster if we're like using it to heal to like slide behind cover kind of. Oops, I messed. See right there, I messed up the timing. I started my heal too early, but see like that. Now let me quickly distinguish the difference between too early and too late. This is too late. Like, see, like if I start it like all the way over here, that's too late. I can start it way earlier than that. Also, too early. If I do it too early, I'm not gonna be able to slide. I'm not gonna get any momentum. So you gotta work on the timing so that you can do it as early as possible while maintaining full momentum. Does that make sense?
mhm.
Perfect. You can try it if you want.
Oh, it says health is already full.
Oh, that means that you have the wrong heal out. So look at my screen, please.
Yeah.
Hold up on your D-pad and select the heal that you want. Batteries are the most valuable heal. So select your battery, please. Oh, get a battery. You didn't get a battery. Get a battery. One of these.
Oh, I have one.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, so select it. So that way, all you have to do is you have to tap up on your D-pad to heal. That's the only thing you have to do. Okay. And then it's going to make you heal. So tap up on your D-pad. There you go. Yeah, that's all you have to do to heal.
So it's
So the technique now is up on the D-pad and then slide jump. Also cancel it. Just yeah, there you go. Perfect. So up on the D-pad and then heal. Or sorry, up on the D-pad and then slide jump. I think you got it. Like
yeah.
I feel like you're really close to it. But you can definitely work on the timing. Make sure that you perfect the timing. I practiced this for about like 20 minutes to get the timing down. That's what I did.
Mm.
And then I wasn't actually confident enough to use it in game for like maybe a couple weeks after I learned it because it's not easy to do in game. So yeah, takes practice. But yeah, are you using your left pointer finger to up on the D-pad?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's what you want to do. And then of course you don't need to keep your left pointer finger there. Like you can move it after you're done healing because I'm sure
Mm.
it probably makes it harder. It's probably uncomfortable to have it there unless you're used to having it there. So yeah. Any questions?
No.
Cool. All right. That's all I've got for today. Do you have any other
Mm.
questions, like any legend specific questions?
No, not really.
All right, cool. Do you want any recommendations on who you should be playing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So right now just go like this. Hold your start button and then click on change legend so we can look at them.
Uh, change legend.
Did you find it? I'll help
Uh,
you find it if you didn't. So go like this. So like where's your start button? Just hold your start button
uh-huh.
and then click on change legend.
Oh, I
Yep.
see. Okay.
Um so who do you have unlocked?
Bloodhound, Gib, Gib,
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar, yeah. Lifeline, Pathfinder, Wraith, Bangalore.
Okay. Um so there's some good legends in there that you have unlocked already. There's some good ones.
Mm.
So let's use Lifeline as a first example. Lifeline's very good, but there's a lot better than Lifeline. So a character like Lifeline, we're only going to get value out of Lifeline like a couple times per game. Okay. Lifeline does not have guaranteed value in every single fight. Her abilities are not relevant in every single fight. In order for her to be relevant, your teammates need to be getting knocked and they need to be getting knocked in a safe place. If those two variables aren't true, Lifeline is, I don't want to say useless, but she's very close to useless. And so that's why a lot of top teams don't use her. Is yes, she's very good in specific situations, but outside of those specific situations, she simply isn't that valuable in comparison to someone like Bloodhound. Um, so Bloodhound is valuable in every single fight. Okay. Certain fights, Lifeline might be better, but Bloodhound's going to be valuable in every single fight because what his ability is, I'll just quickly show you if you don't know. It's a scan. And so, like, if I scan back here, I instantly see where all three people are. All three of those dummies, I instantly see where they are. And so that's
Mm.
why Bloodhound provides value every single fight. Also, his alt, I'll just quickly show it to you. So, like, I definitely like Bloodhound's a very good beginner legend because he's going to provide value every single fight. You don't have to think about how to use him. Like he's super easy to use. You basically just scan. That's all there's to it. So it's not a lot of thought put into it. And he's going to provide value every fight. And he's going to help you like know where people are. But the one downside is like if you're planning on playing other legends in the future, Bloodhound is going to sort of hinder your development as a player because he makes the game so easy. So because you instantly know where all three people are, so he will sort of hinder the development of your game sense because it's sort of like a bailout to your game sense. Now his alt, watch how fast I move in his alt. So watch like look at me on your screen, please. I just want you to see how fast I'm moving.
Oh.
Yeah, you see how fast I'm moving?
Mm.
So like now if I'm strafing you like this, see? Like I'm moving extra fast. So that's like sort of the advantage of Bloodhound is he's super individually dominant when he's in his alt because he's very hard to shoot because he moves so fast. So yeah, that's Bloodhound. He's very strong. Um he's a very good beginner level legend, very easy to use. So
Mm.
out of the legends that you have unlocked, I definitely recommend Bloodhound. I'd also definitely recommend Bangalore. Bangalore is also very quite easy to use for the most part. Her abilities are her smokes. So like, see, she just smokes stuff out like that. Um, so you can also shoot smoke at your feet. So if you want to back up, if you want to run, you just shoot a smoke at your feet like that, and then you can easily back up. She also has a passive called double time. So what double time is if you shoot me in the back, then I'm gonna go like way faster, just like Bloodhound kinda. So she's very strong. She's also very easy to use. But her alt is very defensive. You don't really want to use it offensively. You just throw it like this, and it covers a ton of space. You'll see it covers so much ground. See, so it goes all the way out there like that, and it goes that far. It goes very far. So it's extremely valuable, and that's Bangalore. She's pretty easy to use, but she does have a massive skill ceiling to her. Like you can get really good with her. So those are two legends that you're gonna get instant value out of. I wouldn't really recommend any of the other ones. They're all very hard to use. Pathfinder's incredibly hard to use. Wraith is very easy to use, but usually you're just going to be prolonging your death on her. Like, so what she does is if you phase, she disappears. Okay, so you phase, she disappears. She's very, like, she's not bad for extremely skilled players, but for you, you're gonna, what's gonna happen is you're gonna phase and you're not gonna know where to go, and then you're just not going to, like, you're just gonna be prolonging your death usually. So usually I don't really recommend Wraith for beginners. I think Bangalore is way better for like a similar role. Gibraltar is also pretty good, but he's extremely hard to use effectively. I wouldn't recommend him. Same thing with Lifeline. She's not bad, but she's very hard to use effectively, and she's very situational. She's probably the most situational legend. So those are my thoughts on the beginner, or like the starter legends. Um,
Mm.
these two are really easy to use and really strong. Next, I don't know. There's just a lot of other good legends. They're all pretty hard to use though. You definitely stick with these two and you'll be perfectly fine.
Mm.
If you want to get very dominant, Horizon is the most dominant legend in the game, but she's also very hard to use. So like where Horizon's good is, I'll just quickly show you, like if I grab an R301, because like I can go up my Q, my gravity lift, and I can fry people like this. So it's not easy to do, but if you get good with it, it's very strong. So like you just go up the gravity lift, boom, like this, and now see, as you can see, I'm elevating and I'm frying. So it's really nice for that. Um, See, so it's or I mean, it's not super easy, but like with practice, it'll be pretty easy. And Horizon's just super dominant for that. She also has an alt. I don't know. She's just super strong. I don't think you want me to go into her super deep, but like basically, she's really strong. She's the most individually dominant, but she's also one of the hardest legends to use. So that's Horizon. The second best legend, or like not the second best, but the other best legend in the game right now is Seer.
Mm.
So Seer, Horizon, and Valkyrie. These are the three, in my opinion, these are the three S tier legends right now. Uh, Seer is also one of the best legends in the game. He's like Bloodhound, but a little bit better. He's not as good individually, but he's better for the team. He's not as strong individually as Bloodhound, but he is better for the team. Valkyrie is very strong for the team as well, but she's also a little bit hard to use. So she's also S tier in my opinion. So yeah, these three legends, Valkyrie, Horizon, Seer, right now, they are the S tier legends. The best legends in the game. But they're not easy to use. So yeah. Any questions on that?
No.
Cool. Loba's another example. Loba will give you instant value every single game. Every single game, she's very easy to use and she will give you value every game. So yeah. If you want someone that's easy to use that gives guaranteed value every game, Loba's a good pick. All right, cool. So you're good? Like you
Uh,
don't have any questions? There's nothing else you want to talk about?
uh, nah.
Cool. All right, well, have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much for coaching me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.